Broccoli's freaking disgusting. Whoa! It's me, Mr. Daedrid. How's everybody doing on this lovely Tuesday evening? How you doing, Joker? Let me put on some tunes. And let me just make sure everything's looking good, Rooskies here. Okay, okay. No, right now I'm Hadrid because I'm saying hi. That's fine. How you doing, man? How'd that test go? Yesterday, I believe. 6 things due Thursday. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that sounds pretty busy. I will definitely give you that. Shit. That's wild. Whoa, I phased and now all these, whoa. Where all these people come from? How do you think you did on that? Oh, okay, you did okay. 79 is still pretty good. At least I think. For me, anything above a 70 was like me nailing a test, but I guess that's just a difference in mentality, I suppose. Give me a visit paper. Ooh, no. Campus internet went down? Shit. Well, I had a little bit of tech issues myself today. I booted up my PC after going to the doctor, and I was getting like 30 FPS in like all my games. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So I took apart my PC and put it back together again, and now it works. So fingers crossed. 6 classes, not a lot of time to study. Yeah. Well, because isn't a normal because isn't it 5 credit load? Like, are you doing a like an accelerated program or something? Because it was 4 to 5 when I remember. I went to university. I thought it was a processor issue, but when I looked at the usage for everything, the GPU was getting pretty much maxed out, but not entirely. Like, it was well within range that it should have been under or in the game that I was playing. And the CPU wasn't doing anything weird, so I don't know. But it could have been like maybe reseeding it fixed it, who knows, but yeah, I was not impressed. Normal class is 6. Oh, right. Yeah, because when you have the sciences, you have labs and you also have the course itself. Right. Yeah, see, I didn't do any of that stuff, but I do recall people who did do that stuff, so. Normal class is 3. Ah, okay. Yeah, so that makes more sense then. Yeah, no worries, man. Hey, just as long as you're here watching, that's all I can ask for. So if you're busy, you need to jump in and out or not respond, that's fine. I'll just talk to myself. I'm really good at doing that. I generally have some weird monologue going on in my head, and yeah, I'll just, you know, externalize it instead of internalizing it like a normal person. Oh, what the fuck's going on here? Oh, I should probably get into the Discord. I don't know why they're trying to do this without a tank, but it's interesting, but there we go. Hey Gene, how you doing? Welcome in. You're seeing my guild pull stuff without regard for proper operating procedures. So I've been farting around with another class recently, and I'm having a ton of fun with it. And I wanted to bring it tonight, but then I remembered I still don't have the fucking legendary, and it doesn't have enough gear, so kind of doo-doo out of luck there, but it's like a lot more, well, I wouldn't say it's a lot more fun, maybe it's like recency bias, but it is very, I find it a lot more engaging. Not that this isn't engaging necessarily, but very much is a difference in playstyle that, well, it's not super different because I'm still healing and everything, but it's like a very different flavor that I haven't really had any experience with before. So it's like very new and shiny, and it's a lot of fun. It uses, so one of the reasons that this class really appealed to me when I started playing was it was very much based around slow but huge heals, and it slowly kind of moved away from that and into having a really good overall utility while also doing small and like medium heals almost. Your class thought of school. Yeah, I think you need a break, honestly, Joker, but I obviously know that's not how it works, but yeah, it's just, it's different in that, like, the heals for this, the class that I've been playing at least, are very chonky. Like, I'm doing big heals, and it just feels really good to do big heals, because I don't really feel like I have that in this class anymore. Like, our big heal, which like I've used just then, is that hit for like 200, like 2500k on a critical strike, or sorry, 250,000 on a critical strike, but I'm hitting like half of that, and the other character is like half as geared. So, yeah. I like seeing chunks, same with damage. Yeah, exactly. This class is very much a big burst damage class. A lot of your damage is centered around an ability that's on a 1 minute cooldown. So you have these cycles essentially where you won't really be doing any damage, and then you go into you use your cooldown and you just start pumping. So a lot of people don't like that though. They would like to see kind of, you know, steady increase, and then your cooldowns kind of either you cycle through multiple, and you have like different damage profile as you're going through instead of like big spikes and valleys. Where like this character, you essentially load all of your cooldowns into that like 40-second window essentially. I think it's 40 to 30. Let's see. Yes, I think it's 30 seconds. But so you essentially layer all your other cooldowns on top of it, because it just makes all of those hit even harder. And then you're essentially just kind of chilling until all of those come up and then line up again, and you use them all again. And the healing side of things used to kind of have that same feel to it, where you would pop your big cooldown and just smash heals. And now it feels kind of more of like a steady thing. I don't know. But this other one is just like you throw out a bunch of stuff and then boom, you hit a big heal, and it just you see the number just go awesome. Oh, bigger is 100% better. It's not that it's bad for this class by any means, but it's definitely not number one. Number one right now actually is a class that essentially prevents damage from happening. So you use certain cooldowns to spread out a damage absorption shield on individual people, and then spread a buff onto people that when you do damage, it heals them. So not only do you spread the buff with your actual absorb shield that you're putting onto people, but then you also have a secondary ability that you can spread it even further for the ones that you couldn't hit with the absorb. And then the damage event would happen, so you have to know the fight really well, because you want to know when a damage event's going to happen so you can prepare for it. The damage event happens, it would absorb a bunch of the damage, and then any of the remaining damage you would heal up by dealing damage yourself as the healer. And then there's also a different utility that the class brings as well. Damage reduction absorption build that heals when damage. Yeah, it's been in like a very weird spot, because you have this class that or healing spec rather, where you can't have them do too much damage, because then people are going to take that over any other healer, because it just means you kill stuff faster. And especially in the race to world first stuff in World of Warcraft, where the best guilds get together and see who can finish a brand new raid the fastest, damage is, you want the most broken classes in there, because higher damage means quicker kills, which means faster progression, right? Now, if they do a lot of damage, they subsequently also do a lot of healing. So now it's this weird balancing act where you have to, do you reduce their damage, or do you reduce the percentage of damage transferred to healing. So then they're not a great healer, but they do more damage. But then they aren't going to be taken in progression because they're not going to heal enough. So it's this weird kind of like balancing act that they've been trying to figure out. And I think they've got it into a good spot right now, but it is still the best healer without a question in all content. So raiding and the difficult dungeon content that you can do. This class, I think, is ranked at B tier, and I think the lowest right now is like it's I think it's D tier actually. I'm not entirely, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's definitely not skewed to my class's favor. But to be completely fair, this class last expansion was busted pretty much the whole expansion. So have it being kind of middle of the pack right now is totally fine, I think. And then there's a lot of other stuff that goes into the reasons why this class specifically isn't very good currently, but was in different tiers and stuff. This stuff hurts your brain more than homework. Yeah, it is definitely, when you get into, people can play this game and do play this game very casually, and I do as well. I used to play at a very high level, which is why I kind of know this stuff. And then I also just like kind of knowing where I'm supposed to be at in comparison to other people to make sure that like I'm playing the best that I can play. Even if I'm not doing the hardest content, like I still want to know that I'm not, you know, just straight dog shit, right? So you kind of have to know the ins and outs of things. One of the reasons why this class right now isn't very good is because of the set piece that, or the set bonuses that we have currently. So each raid tier now has, and it was this in the past as well, there was a period where they didn't have tier sets, but tier sets essentially just like morph your gameplay or make certain aspects of your gameplay stronger or work differently. And this iteration for the class makes it more of a kind of slow and steady healer instead of a big healer. But this is going to change next season with a new old set bonus that's coming back that will make things feel a bit more snappy. So some games with dense gameplay, which is why I choose to play same game for so long. Well, yeah, I've played this game since I was in junior high. This game's been out for 20 years. I've probably been playing it like on and off for 18 years, something like that. So, because there are periods where there isn't really a ton going on. Right now is one of those periods because the majority of people have finished the raid. Now people are really only doing the raid to either experience it on a different character or to get the legendary, which is my case. But most people at the end of a raid tier, once they've beat the final boss, they kind of have all the good gear and like, oh, okay, you know, and they take a break and they cancel their subscription and they play other games until another season comes out. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. When this game came out, it was like the craziest game at that time because like online games weren't really huge. Like there are other MMOs that were pretty big, but you didn't really have a ton of multiplayer games on console. I don't even really think there was online multiplayer for the majority. I can't even remember, when did this game come out? Fuck. Like there might have been Xbox Live, there probably was. I honestly can't even remember because I was so absorbed into this game that I can't even remember what other games I was playing at the time. But it was such a phenomena. Like, one of the selling points for the game was how popular the game was, essentially. I remember seeing the box in the store, because you had to actually go to the store to buy the game. And on the box, it was like 6 million players worldwide kind of thing. I'm like, 6 million people? 6 million people are playing this game? Like, that was insane. Like, you would never expect to hear something like that, especially at this time in gaming. So I was like, oh my god, this game must be like the greatest thing ever if there's 6 million people playing it. And for the longest time, Blizzard actually reported where the concurrent player count was, because it was such a selling point for a lot of people, and it was just very easy marketing where you can just say, oh, hey guys, by the way, we're at 6 million now, and everybody going, oh, and then it's like, oh, new expansion, now we're at 8 million. Everybody's like, oh! So it's just like free marketing, but they're just saying that there's a lot of people playing it. But once again, it's the whole thing, and a lot of people are playing it because it was good. And then it got not good. And then it got really not good. And now it's starting to get good again. Which is why I'm playing. Because, like, there was a period... Oh, jeez. When did it start? Here, let me think back to when I was a young man. Let me see if I remember the fall of World of Warcraft. Okay. So, you started to see the decline. So, Classic was where it was, like, super popular. Burning Crusade was a huge expansion, brought in a ton more people. Wrath of the Lich King was, like, peak World of Warcraft. And then Cataclysm, you started to see a bit of a drop off. You're back in the old 2000s. Cataclysm, you started to see a drop off. Mists of Pandaria was like a very divisive expansion, because there was a lot of people thought that there was a lot of a push to get into the Chinese market, because it was they were introducing pandas as a playable race, and everybody was like making fun of it, being like, what is this kids, like, you're turning this into a kids game. It was meant to be a kind of like adult-ish game, right, where it's about war and the atrocities that surround war. Anyway, so people started, it was like, oh geez, and the setting didn't really mesh with a lot of people. The rating at the end of the expansion, or actually no, the rating in this expansion was revered as like one of the best expansions for raiding specifically. But if you weren't really a big raider, and the majority of people in World of Warcraft aren't hardcore raiders, so there wasn't really a whole lot to, keep their interest. And then you started to see another huge decline in Warlords of Draenor, simply because there wasn't a lot of content, and it was a full expansion cycle, and you only saw, like, you didn't really see a ton of content throughout. And then Legion was a big one. This one was like, oh my god, everybody, holy shit, they're turning it back around. WoW's good again. And everybody came back and played it like crazy, and then Battle for Azeroth happened. And Battle for Azeroth was, they introduced a lot of really weird, like, game mechanics that just were super grindy and were meant to more so pad out gameplay to artificially inflate how long people are actually playing, which subsequently increases the amount people stay subscribed to the game. Well, I guess that was my second point, but a lot of people really didn't like that, so you started to see another pretty big drop off there. And then Shadowlands was a fucking disaster because it took that same design philosophy of the previous expansion, which a lot of people didn't like, and they doubled down on it for this expansion. And on top of that, there wasn't a lot of content either. And on top of that, this was the expansion when all of the controversy surrounding World of Warcraft came out about the hyper toxic workforce, all the different sexual assault allegations, and all the other freaking messed up shit that was going on, allegedly. Well, I don't really think it's alleged. I'm pretty sure they've acknowledged it at this point. But you saw a huge drop in players in this one. So much so that they kind of wrapped up this expansion a little early. And we're like, hey guys, yeah, and this was also COVID as well. And, so there was lots of different things that were involved on this one. But you would think with COVID, people would be clamoring for a game like World of Warcraft, and they were, and a lot of people moved over and started playing Final Fantasy XIV instead, because it has a much more accessible, there's more of an ease of entry into that MMO, because you can play up to, I believe, level 50 or something like that completely free. So a lot of people saw that and they're like, oh. And then what really sold it for a lot of people was the fact that the developers were actually listening to the fan base, and there was proof that there was positive interaction between the developers and the fan base. So you have a bunch of people in World of Warcraft who start seeing, wait, there's another game that's kind of like World of Warcraft, where the developers actually don't shit on the community and listen and work with them to make the game better for everybody. And then just huge exodus. You saw an exodus on not only the players, but you saw an exodus on so many different World of Warcraft content creators. They just stopped making content on World of Warcraft and just started all doing Final Fantasy stuff. Having to pay for decently fast progression is what puts me off a lot of games. Exactly, yeah. Now, I believe at this point they kind of revamped the leveling process in World of Warcraft, but the issue is the free trial only goes up to, I believe, level 20 in World of Warcraft still, which is how it's been for the past, 15 years. Actually, I think it was like that since the very beginning, honestly. And because they constantly increase the level and then do level squishes to kind of reel in the numbers and put it at a acceptable position, because there was a point, I think, that the level cap was 120 and I'm level 70, so they've had to do a level squish because the numbers just get too big and they just have no impact, because you're doing 10 million in a hit or something. You're doing a bunch of just sillily high numbers, and when all your numbers are just ridiculously high, it's like, okay, none of them are really that high. So anyway, so they did a squish down, and now we're going back up. So having it be at level 20 still makes sense, but it also doesn't make sense because the leveling process now is really fast too. I could get to level 20 probably in 2, maybe 3 hours, something like that. Like, obviously I know what I'm doing, so I can, you know, have a bit more of a streamlined process, but there's just so many different resources online now. You can look up WoW leveling guide and there's like a bajillion of them. So there really isn't any, unless you want to go in completely green and figure it out yourself, and that's fine. But the majority of people don't play WoW for the leveling experience, at least retail WoW. They play for the end game experience. But then you saw the resurgence of a lot of people went back and were like, well, I don't like retail WoW anymore, I like classic WoW. So they had illegal classic servers, and then eventually, because WoW couldn't keep shutting them down, well, they could, but like they just pop up so frequently, and there really isn't the amount of time and resources to constantly take them down is just not really worth it. So because they weren't making any money off of it, they're like, oh, why don't we just release classic WoW and then actually support it properly. So now you have classic WoW, and now they're doing a classic WoW kind of experimentation thing called Classic Plus, which I was really excited for, and I tried it and I was like, oh wait, I hate old World of Warcraft, it's so slow. And old World of Warcraft has a lot more of a focus on your leveling process and like leveling up your character and getting, you know, the different skills and everything like that. I want to get into the end game. That's where all the fun shit that I'm watching on streams or on YouTube is happening. The Race to World First, the Mythic Dungeon, International Tournament, you know, Arena PvP. Not that I was into PvP for a little bit, but I'm not anymore just because it's so unbalanced and feels so shitty to play. Like, think of League of Legends whenever they release a new hero and the hero's like stupid broken, and it pairs really well with another support or something like that, so you just have this like double broken class. That's how PvP feels in this game all the time. So I kind of gave up on PvP a bit, and by a bit I mean entirely. I tried to get back into it in Shadowlands just because there was nothing else to do really, but I could not deal with it. Hey, thanks Nix, I appreciate it. You enjoy your sleepy times. Sleep's important, so I do appreciate you coming in and giving that light, man. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you check out the new video. We had to re-upload it. I made a boo-boo on the original release, so I had to re-release that one. But yeah, it's up again. You should give it a look-see. Some Lethal Company gameplay. I don't know why I just blanked on the thing I was looking at. So if you like me, go check out my editing style. Stay the last couple. Yeah, because you had some days off, so yeah, it's definitely not good to mess up your sleep schedule. I find it so hard to keep a regular sleep schedule on the weekends and stuff like that, because I'm like, oh, it's the weekend, I can sleep in. I just need to learn to not have to sleep in, I guess. I don't know. Because I definitely, I don't know what I did there. Or I don't know why I did that, rather. Oh, yeah. I'm sleeping tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Yeah, then definitely hit up that sleepy times. All good in the neighborhood. Oh, I'm playing like shit. Totally sleep at 10 a.m. Friday evening. Yeah, I'm a night owl for sure. I pretty much always have been. I can stay up really late, but then I'll sleep in super late. So right now I'm trying to get 7 hours, and that's tough for me. So I just feel tired all the time. I stay up late as I could for school unless I'm sleeping. Yeah, I never really did that for school either, which was kind of why I stopped going and didn't do well. So because if it was like an early class, I wasn't going. And the majority of the classes were early, so I just didn't go. Oh, you found another person said, oh. Of course you get 6 hours sleep tonight. Yeah, 6 hours. They say like 6 to 8 is average, or like that's what's supposed to be good for you. So as long as you're getting decent sleep. Well, have a good one, Nix. Sleep well. Good to see you. Because I try to do the 7 hours, and I still feel tired all the time, so I'm probably doing something wrong. Because I was doing 8 for so long, but I would always feel tired. So I thought maybe if I do 7, because I had a doctor tell me when I told her, like, oh, my sleep's always been crap. She's like, you should do a cognitive reset, essentially. So I had a week off because a new video game was going to come out. And she said, stay up late, or stay up as long as you can until you hit a point where you're so tired, then go to sleep at the time that you want to actually go to sleep, and then next day stay up as late as you can, but then like you're weaning yourself off of staying awake, I guess. Yeah, it was a weird experience. Because I just felt drunk the whole time, even though I wasn't drinking. But that's kind of what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to just get as tired as I can. Or when I feel like super tired, I go to sleep and getting up 5, at the same hour. 4, 3. Yeah, catching up on sleep is definitely something that you should do if you're not able to get solid sleep throughout the week. So oh fuck, I get it.
Watch your step.
I don't think we need 4 healers, honestly. Probably could have honestly come to this raid on my other character, and it would have been completely fine. But then I would potentially not get the legendary. It's fucking legendary. I'm not even gonna end up using. I don't even know why I want it anymore. because at this point the season's basically over. So why do I want it so bad? And I'm potentially going to be switching mains anyway because I like this other one better.
Spear. Target you.
But there is a problem with the fact that, oh sorry, they're teasing the new things for the next expansion that's coming out next year, and the new stuff for this class, I was like, ooh, that looks very nice. Ooh, boba. I don't think I've ever had boba before. I feel like I must have, but I'm not sure. Boba's like coffee, kind of, right? Or like a tea? It's boba tea, right? Yeah. Hey, what up? What's how you doing, man? I'm doing well myself. Honestly, kind of feeling a little tired though. But I'm gonna try and be as entertaining as I possibly can. I had a busy day. It's tea with tapioca. Okay, yeah, so it is tea. So the changes for this class seem really cool, so it has me interested. But they haven't released any of the changes for the class that I'm having a lot of fun playing recently. So the stuff for that class could be even cooler. So I don't know. Kind of bouncing around here at the moment. And I like being a completely non-religious person. I, for some reason, have always been very attracted to religious aesthetic. So kind of like Gothic cathedrals, or, you know, like how angels look and light and dark and all that stuff, right? So that's kind of why in this game I usually played Priest or Paladin, because Priest was interesting because there's a Shadow Priest where it's like the dark version of the light that you can play as a damage specialization, and then this class is just pure light and justice and blah blah blah, which is so counter to my personality. Well, at least when I was younger, but this other class, it's a monk, and it does a lot of healing through, you know, soothing mists and water and stuff like that. Ooh, ice cream. Get that sugar rush. I can't really eat ice cream. It hurts my teeth. My little sensitive teeth. But it's also a kung fu class. So you're doing punches and kicks and, you know, cool little things like that. I don't know, it's a very interesting aesthetic when you compare it to something like a paladin or a priest. Just eat warm ice cream? Then it's not ice cream. Then it's, what would it be at that point? Soup? Yeah, it'd be sweet soup. So your power is just to throw hands aggressively? Yeah, so you throw healing mists onto people while you punch and kick the shit out of the boss. And then your punches and kicks also heal your allies, which I think is cool. But not to the extent of that other healing class that I was talking about earlier. So... exactly. I'm out of spells, but not out of options. Yeah. The raid build, which is kind of built around healing as many people as possible, most efficiently, isn't as fun as the dungeon build, which is for 5 people. The dungeon build has a lot more damage integrated into it.
5,
so
4,
it's this
3,
cool little balancing
2,
act of...
1.
Or not really balancing act, it's more a engaging playstyle because you're doing damage consistently.
Target you.
And it also
Special coming.
heals people, but it doesn't heal them a significant amount where you can get away with only doing that.
Watch your step.
So there's that side of it, but I still think it's a lot more engaging than this class when it comes to dungeon healing, at least. Because this
Special
one,
coming.
you don't really do anything super unique and special, I think, at least, in
Watch your step.
dungeon healing versus regular healing. Or raid healing, sorry.
Phase change. Watch your step.
Oh, this triggered. Oh, it worked. I'm too good. Oh! I said I'm too good and then almost immediately got hit by a terrible thing to get hit by. I'm hoping to... if I get the legendary on this character this week,
Phase change.
so I can just at least stop complaining about it. I'm hoping to get my other character leveled up enough so that I can bring it into raid for next week
Special
instead
coming.
of this one. Because I'm not really playing this character otherwise. So it's like, why am... the only reason I'm doing this on this character right now is for legendary.
Watch your step.
So. Wow, there's a lot of paladins in tonight's group. Holy.
Special coming. Watch your step.
Oops, dodged it. Can't catch me, bitch. You can catch some hands. Ooh, that's really unfortunate.
Phase change. Watch your step.
Zoop. Oh jeez. Stuff's getting real spicy all of a sudden. Getting too spicy for the pepper. What's that?
Phase change.
This does not bode well.
Special coming.
Uh-oh. This is large McBad huge.
Watch your step.
Oh, we have so much more health to go through. What is happening right now?
Target you. Special coming.
I have a lot of fucking healers up, so...
Watch your step.
Oh, what the fuck? I was not paying attention there, apparently.
Phase change. Watch your step.
Well, bam! Heal time. Oh shit. Oh, not good. Oh geez, we're taking a lot of damage. Somebody screwed up the
Danger,
mechanic.
danger.
Danger, danger indeed. Oh, this is a wipe. How are we wiping on this guy? What the fuck? Dude. Maybe slapping aggressively and satisfying to hear. Playing a Necromancer double shield and shield master feat. Oh. That sounds really cool. I don't know anything about what that means, but it sounds really cool. I always like the Necromancer aesthetic as well. I always wanted them to do some sort of like vampire healer in this game. So normally healers use mana to heal. What my idea was, or is, you cast spells and deal damage onto the boss like every other healer does nowadays, but your spells also deal damage to you, and that damage is then automatically put into like a blood meter, and then that blood meter is your mana. So you have to deal damage in order to cast your spells, and you take damage in the process. But I think that logistically that doesn't really make much sense, and it just opens up far too many opportunities for you to just kill yourself by accident. So in theory it could have a really high skill ceiling and could be a really good class on the very, very high end, but on the low end people would hate it because you would kill yourself constantly. But I think it'd be really cool, some sort of like give and take. You deal damage, or even if you're dealing damage to fill up that blood meter, and maybe it doesn't do damage to you, but maybe you have certain abilities that will... I thought about it. Because at the beginning of a fight, you wouldn't really have any blood meter, right? So you could have a cooldown spell that does damage to you, and it fills up a portion of that gauge, so you can start healing right at the start of a fight, and then as you're dealing damage to the boss, you're just healing or filling up that gauge naturally. And then it would also mean if there's any sort of intermission in the fight, you would be able to potentially rebound from the loss because like maybe you lose blood meter too if you're not doing damage, so it really like focuses on it. I don't know. And then there'd be a cool like aesthetic. You could add in a new race that's like a vampire, because they kind of had vampires in Shadowlands. And when I saw the aesthetics of this one particular zone that was very just like vampiric,
5,
I was like, oh
4,
man, this is
3,
gonna be it for sure.
2,
They're gonna
1.
introduce some sort of like vampire cool mechanic thing. I don't know. They're gonna do something cool, and they didn't. And I was really bummed out. But
Special coming.
and then the expansion was a fucking doo-doo fest. So
Watch your step.
guess it is not meant to be. I don't know. I think it could be really cool. But then the issue with it is with any sort of healing class,
Special coming.
when you have a specific heal gimmick that you want to use for a healer class, you also have to
Watch
make
your step.
a damage spec that kind of goes along with it as well. And I can see a class that is more centered around
Phase change. Watch
having
your
to
step.
do these burst windows to fill up your blood gauge would be off-putting to some. Maybe, I don't know. People just need to, not all classes are for everybody. You know, it's okay to have a polarizing class where you love it or you hate it. Not every class has to be accessible to all. But then because there's kind of a competitive side to this where there is metas and people will exclude certain classes if it's not part of the meta, etc. Because it's an MMO and it's an online
Special coming.
multiplayer game. You know, people will say, oh, I keep getting excluded because I'm this class and blah blah blah. You know,
Watch
it's
your
like, well,
step.
maybe if you weren't shit. You know? Death Knight, okay, so the tank that we're running right
Special
now
coming.
is a Death Knight, and yeah, so they do a lot of self-healing,
Watch your step.
which is cool. Like, they have a lot of self-sustain. They kind of deal damage and take the, like, it's called a blood Death
Phase
Knight,
change.
so they do like
Watch your step.
blood damage, or like they suck the life out of the, so I guess, yeah, it's already kind of in the game, huh? Shit, I didn't even think about that. Here I thought I was thinking of something brand new, and it was already in the game, and I'm an idiot. Shit! It bums me out. It is a good point, though. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I was thinking more of like a healer, though, I guess. So maybe it could be a fourth spec option.
Special coming.
I think that would be cool. For Death Knight, you have your, like, they introduce a fourth specialization, because there are lots of classes,
Watch your
or
step.
not lots of classes, there are classes with 4 specializations, so they could do that. They could make a 4th specialization for Death Knight and have it be a
Special coming.
blood healer class. I think that's a good idea.
Watch your step.
Jesus Christ. Why is so many people dead? Trying to fix a rifle right now, and I keep freaking out because this game has a bunch of metallic sounds. So I keep panicking thinking you broke something. Oh, sorry about that. You know. Oh, my tune stopped. I was wondering what happened. Oh, I guess I should probably revive people, huh? I would just think I kept dropping something. You know? Necromancers should be respected more as healers because regeneration grow back limbs naturally. Well, is it naturally though? Because aren't they using, you know, death or whatever? I personally don't see a problem with it, but it's more of a, I guess, moral thing. You know, what's life is more precious than another's, or we don't trade lives, etc. You know? I think that's more of the issue around it. Healers just after the fact. Yeah, there you go. It's my neighbor's grandfather's gun, so if I fuck it up, I'm never getting invited to the barbecue again. That's cool that you actually do, like, barbecues. I feel that that's something that, and I guess it's I guess it really is just how much effort you put into it, because there are community barbecues that I just don't go to. I feel like it's different though. If I owned a house, I feel like I would want to get to know my neighbors, you know? But because I live in an apartment, the last thing I want to do is associate with my neighbors, because I don't know, it just feels like you're already in a shared space. So why would I want to share myself with them on top of that? I don't know. I feel like though if I did get a house, it would probably be next door to somebody who isn't my age. Or maybe it would be. I don't know. It's an interesting thing to think about. And it's only gonna be a thought, because I'll never be able to afford a house. Oh, Canada. Anyway. We've already talked about that before, though. Let's talk about something equally as gloomy. Let's see here. What do we want to talk about? What's something that I can have a wild opinion on that will just be utterly depressing? No, I haven't really been looking at any negative stuff recently. I've been watching a lot of comedy stuff. Never go to the barbecues unless it's 4th of July or family event. Yeah, that's pretty much me with my family, actually, yeah. It was pretty weird. When we moved in, suddenly people were knocking on our door greeting us and asking if we want to go to a party. Yeah, that never happened to me. We all kind of keep in our own... Like, even when we would be on our decks, like, we wouldn't say, oh, why don't you come over? We're all hanging out on the deck together. Let's all hang out. Like, we would say, like, our neighbor would stay on their side. We would say hi to each other and exchange pleasantries, and then we would just go back to what we were doing. There was never any sort of, like, get together, even though we were all doing the exact same thing in the same spot, basically. But yeah, I would feel, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing on my property? Get out! Saying necromancers have a lot of way to heal. Just revive the dead. Yeah, but it's not, I'm more talking from the other side of it, where it isn't so much that I don't agree with you, because I do agree with you. I think necromancers are fucking badass. But I really think it has to do a lot with like religion and spirit, because people have this sanctity for the dead, which I understand because it was a person. Is that person still a person if you bring them back to life once they're
5,
dead? And then
4,
that whole moral
3,
quandary.
2, 1.
Friends only good terms with one person in the apartment complex. Yeah, me too. It's my grandmother who lives 6 floors above me.
Target you.
And my landlord, I guess, like, we're on good terms, I suppose. As good a terms as anyone can be with their landlord. Like, here's a good example for how good of terms I am with my landlord. I just got my car on Monday, right? And it was kind of last minute. I was supposed to be getting it this coming Monday. So I called my landlord and was like, hey, you know, I gave because I filled out the form and everything, but I 100% didn't do it right. So I went down to the super, and it was the assistant super, and he was like, oh, I don't really know what to do here. And I said, okay, that's fine. So I called the landlord, and he just gave me a spot. He's like, yeah, we'll figure out the forms later. I'm like, okay, sweet. So I've had this spot for 5 days, and I haven't paid for it or anything. So, I mean, I guess that's a good sign, right? You know, that seems like a good relationship. Yeah, man. Skeletons are scary. Yeah, that too, I guess. I don't find them scary, but I have so many different skulls and skull-like objects throughout my apartment. Yeah, I'm super excited about the car. It's amazing that I can actually, like, do things. I drove to the gym for the first time ever, and it was amazing because I didn't have to wait for the bus. Because as I was leaving the gym, I saw the bus that I would have had to have taken. Like, I missed it, and then I would have had to have waited. And I was just thinking to myself, nice. I don't have to do that. That's amazing. So that was a great feeling, for sure. I need to stop finishing my sentences. Just have the sentence end. It's nice. And then today, I had a doctor's appointment. I drove myself to the appointment. Didn't have to get on the bus or anything. And it was rainy today too, so it would have been a fucking nightmare on the bus, because it always is. And then I was able to pick up my girlfriend from the GO train station because it was still raining, so it was pretty awesome. So I'm very much enjoying the fact that I have a car. You don't realize how much of an impact it really makes on your life until you have one again. Which is, because I did have a car when I was living at home with my parents, but you know, when I moved out, I no longer had a car. It's a Honda Elantra, I think. It's a used car. It's not anything special, but I got it for like $6 grand, which, you know, I could have afforded a car. I didn't need to, but my issue is that with car loans and everything nowadays, you're spending, so like a $30,000 car with a, let's say, $6,000 down payment. I'm paying over 10 years. I'm paying them an extra fucking like $6 grand just for shits and giggles. just because that's how the whole thing's supposed to work. You know, it was just fucking ridiculous. So I was like, I'm not gonna spend that money. Like, that's insane. I'm gonna spend. I'm already giving them fucking 30 grand plus 6 grand off the top, and then I have to spend an extra 6 grand over 10 years just to own the car. Like, I'm not gonna do that. It just seems like such a ripoff, because it is. And like the used car situation in Canada right now is non-existent because supply chain shit and everything else. Like yeah, it's rough out here, but we already knew that. Oh, it's targeting me, guys. I don't know if you heard.
AOE incoming.
Sorry, I'm gonna focus up for a second here because it is getting to chaos levels because people are dying left, right, and center for no reason. You know, it'd be nice to come in here each week and be able to actually do the thing the way that we're supposed to. Oh god, I ran into that.
Target you.
We're dead.
Target you.
GG's. What a fucking joke, dude. What an absolute joke. How are we wiping to this shit? We should be able to get in here, kill the shit, and get out. It's such a fucking waste of time. Anyway. Lick my doorknobs? Yeah, I'll be sure to lick them too, so then it'll be like we're kissing. Yum yum yum. That's the thing, it's better to leave the dead unchecked. I'm gonna attack anytime. So not bring the soul back. So it's knowledge. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I don't know enough about necromancy. My brother just bought a truck for my uncle for 6 grand, but they made him pay the registration fee for their car. Wow. How much was the registration fee? Wait. They made him pay the registration fee for a car that cost $32,000? What the fuck? Will our car be like IKEA furniture? Build it yourself, pay for it? I would, if that was an option for me, where I could build myself a car for less than what I would buy it, and it would just take me a long time, I would fucking do that in a heartbeat. But, you know, I guess that's what being a mechanic is, but, you know. Yeah, that's rough. Well, I didn't actually buy the car for my brother. He gave it to me as a gift. I lost the bet against him, and I gave him 6 grand. Yeah, you have to pay for the insurance and shit, too. Registration fees. Oh, okay. Well, that's not insane. I thought it was going to be something crazy. At least in Canada, when it comes to gift purchases, like, we would have to pay tax on it. If I was actually buying it from him, if it wasn't a gift, you'd pay tax on it. But like I said, I keep saying I bought it off him, but I didn't. I lost a $6,000 bet, and then he gave me a car. So, because he felt bad. But, yeah. Insurance isn't cheap here, though. That's for fucking sure. My monthly insurance is going to be almost $300. But that includes my apartment insurance. So, you know. Or at least I don't have to do car payments. Because then it's, you know, I think I can't even remember how much it was. It was stupid though, expensive, because you have to do bi-weekly and wow. Cars are expensive. And even though I live in a good kind of transit spot, hub-ish area, the overall infrastructure, because of how Canada's built, just isn't very good. So having a car makes such a huge difference, because the bus ride just to get from my apartment to the gym takes half an hour. It's like 10-15 minutes top in a car ride or a car. So a friend always asks me to get a new car. That's way too much money. Yeah, no, cars are stupid expensive now, and there are actually car companies that are like manufacturing false supply shortages. I can't remember which one it was, but recently one of the car companies who has all these shortages has like a ton of cars just sitting in some factory somewhere, and they're just like lying to people so they can upcharge them on everything. It's ridiculous. It's like a slap in the face paying $5,000 for a car. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, renters and car insurance is not bad. But yeah, it's still expensive. But I get small what's it called? So I get accident forgiveness, and then I also get small claims insurance. So if I get a speeding ticket, my insurance premium doesn't increase. So that's good. So like, you know, I'm paying for kind of security as well, because the cheapest I could get it to was like 230 or something like that, which isn't too bad. But these extra things, it's like I didn't realize that, because they don't tell you until you get the ticket and your premium skyrockets, that getting a speeding ticket or something, a speeding ticket or a running through a red light or something like that, your premium goes up by like 30% or something crazy. So where I live, you don't have a car, you can't do anything. Yeah, it's such a important thing to have for so many different people in so many different places in the world, but especially if you're in rural area or in an area that doesn't have a ton of transit options. Like, you're just shit out of luck. You literally can't live. So new Ford F-150 start at 75K. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. I'm happy to see that there are at least some articles coming out now. We're starting to see people pushing back on these ridiculous prices by not buying stuff. I think people have finally gotten to the point where there's like, oh, if I just don't buy this shit that they keep trying to sell us for insane prices, and I take care of the stuff that I have currently, then I'm gonna save a lot of money. Eventually, either it's just gonna keep going up and up and up and up and up, which will be unsustainable and something will have to bring it down, or, you know, you're just gonna have poor and rich, which is already kind of what's happening, or companies will realize, oh shit, yeah, the people that we're pricing out of our products are the ones that actually buy our products. So $5,000 seems really huge. Well, when a car costs 30 grand, a brand new car, and you have to put a down payment, $5 $5,000 to $6,000 for an entire car is a fucking steal, because you're paying, you know, whatever, a sixth of the price. No, that's not right. 5,000. Yeah. I'm really literally blown away with the companies that think it's a good idea to charge stupid money for basic action. Oh, did you guys hear that Wendy's gonna start doing Uber Eats or Uber style surge charges at peak times? So imagine you're going to Wendy's for lunch and there's a line and you see on the menu, wow, this Baconator combo is $10, and then you get up to the line and they tell you, oh, there's a 20% surcharge, and now you have to pay extra, and you also had to wait in line for longer because it's a peak time. So they're essentially charging you to wait for your food. That's really what it boils down to. They're taxing the time you're spending in line at peak times. That's what Wendy's doing right now. And when I heard that, I love Wendy's. Baconator, love it. I'm not going to Wendy's ever again. They just lost me as a customer forever, because I just think that that's fucking insane. Like, everybody's gouging us, like, deeper and deeper and harder. Okay, I just won't buy your shit then. You lost the customer. Yeah, exactly. And that's what's gonna start happening. They're gonna roll this out. They said that they're planning to roll this out as soon as next year, right? So what's gonna happen is somebody's gonna go up, they're gonna order their food, they're gonna be told that there's a surcharge, and they're just gonna leave. And then they're gonna go to McDonald's or KFC or something else. Or a person's gonna go up there and they're gonna say, but it says $11 right there, why is it $15? And then they're gonna start attacking the staff. And so then they're going to get rid of staff completely, which they're already trying to do with kiosks and stuff. So they're just going to get rid of staff because you can't attack the kiosk. Well, then a bunch of people are out of a job, and that's going to piss people off. So it's just, I don't see how they, like, people are just going to stop eating at fast food joints. Well, actually, that's not true. In certain places, people are gonna stop eating at fast food joints.
What's your step?
I would think. I don't know. Just the thought of that, when I heard that, I was so, like, not upset. It just made me so angry, and I was just like, all right, fine. If that's what you're gonna do, then I'm just not gonna buy your shit. It's really that simple for me. There are so many other options out there, and it's going to be this interesting thing because you're going to see all these huge fast food chain joints are going to try and fucking do this, right? And then you're going to see a resurgence of the ma and pa shop where they say, I don't like that you have to spend $20 for a burger. And these like disappearing franchise or like ma and pa franchises or whatever that used to be around that people loved, that just got taken over by big business, are now going to start popping up again, and they're going to make tons of fucking money. Because people are just going to get fed up, and people are going to see that there's a demand, and they're going to step in, and they're going to take the business that these fucking other corporations are losing. So I really hope that it does blow up in their fucking faces, because I'm sick of it. $1 a nugget, yeah. Can you imagine that shit? Yeah, exactly. If I wanted to watch myself, if I wanted to see someone be dead inside, I would just look in the mirror. Like, I don't need to do that at a fucking restaurant, you know? Like, fuck Christ, it's just insane. Yeah, Walmart's replacing cashiers with machines, and people exactly. So, the whole thing is like the one person that they're gonna have to hire people to offset the stuff that they're losing from theft, right? Like, even if you're stealing, like you're hiding a bag of bacon or whatever in your bag, like I don't know what technology they have in place that's supposed to like detect that you have shit in your bag or not, or that like one person who's supposed to be standing there making sure you don't steal, they're not gonna fucking give a shit if you steal, because this is a fucking minimum wage job for them. Like, why would they give a fuck? Like, they're not fucking out there simping for Walmart. If somebody is like, hey, I'm gonna steal this, they say, oh, okay, and they call the police, and the police are gonna be like, what did they steal? It's like, oh, a bag of rice. It's like, okay, well, we're not gonna deal with that because we're dealing with thousands of car thefts because, you know, there's no security for cars nowadays, and we're defunding the police because people don't like them. So we're understaffed, and there are actual emergencies. So then they're gonna have to hire qualified security guards or private security, which is gonna cost more than paying a, you know, 16-year-old $10 an hour to hate their lives, which they probably already do, just because they're angsty teenagers. Of course, chefs get attacked. Yeah, exactly. It's going to... The only people it's going to impact are the people that are on the ground actually doing the jobs. The executive fucking, you know, sick fucks dipping their balls in cocaine or whatever the fuck they do. You know, when the investors all start asking questions, or when lawsuits start piling up and investors start asking questions, that's when you're gonna see this, like, you know, hey bud, like, you done fucked up. So I really do hope it blows up in their faces gloriously, because the majority of people aren't gajillionaires. And if the majority of the people decide to rise up against the minority, I really think that things aren't gonna go well. You know? Dude, this is a fucking joke. Are you serious right now? Anyway. Cantus convenience store already has $5 for a small bag of chips. Yep. I have that at regular convenience stores where I live. So... They shut down the Walmart because community bad. Like, no, it was their fault. Not only did Walmart come in and destroy all, you know, middle America when it comes to, you know, small grocers and other things like that. Like, now they're going to implode, and the executives aren't going to give a fuck. And the government officials who allowed it to get to that point aren't going to give a fuck because they all profited off of it. So it's just going to leave the lower class to pick up the pieces. And I really don't think that that's going to go over well, personally. The grocery store where I work at on breaks is supposed to get self-checkout. As a cashier, I'm upset. Yeah, and you're right to be upset, because there's been, like, society progression, yeah, that's all great. Automation to certain aspects of things, that's fine, whatever. The issue is that your company's savings is ruining someone else's life or livelihood. You know? I feel like, you know, it's just not gonna... Something's gonna give. I don't know what it is, or when, or how, or why. But something's gonna break, and... yeah, it's just gonna not go well. I'm gonna go hands of the big guy. Over $10 an hour. Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna fucking fight some dude. I don't know if he's got a gun. I don't know if he's got a knife.
5, 4,
Like,
3,
I'm not gonna risk my life
2,
over
1.
fucking some dude's groceries. Fuck that shit. This is gonna be Five Nights at Freddy's security bots. Yeah, they're just gonna have like, what is it? Like the RoboCop, like, or the automatons from, what's it called? Helldivers 2. That's gonna be the grocery clerks, and then those are gonna rise up, and then it's gonna be Helldivers, World War, whatever. It's.
Watch your step.
Yeah. It's just absolutely bonkers. There's so many things that automation and technology have solved, but there are also so many things that it is going to destroy. And does it make people's lives better? Sure, I guess. For the people who made a lot of money off of it. But, yeah.
Phase change. Push that
Walmart where I live, it's almost never a cashier, just self-checkout. You know, personally, I don't care either way. If it's self-checkout, if it's cashier, all I want is to not have to wait in line for a long time. You know, some people prefer self-checkout, some people don't. I just don't like having to wait. That's all it is for me. So if you're gonna hire more people so I don't have to wait, or, you know, supplement the lack of staff with your self-checkout or whatever, but you can't have one or the other. I just feel like that's going to cause problems. Because at that Walmart where there's never a cashier and the greeter's the one that now has to watch to see if people are stealing, they don't give a fuck. So that Walmart's probably not making any money because of all the thefts. So it's just gonna get shut down. It's gonna get replaced by some other corporate bullshit.
AOE incoming. Target you.
Stuff like this because apparently I should be doing
Target you.
that, which I really should have been, but I figured that me as the healer, you know, other people
AOE incoming.
should have been doing that. That's fine. You didn't pay for that chapstick. Kill mode engaged. Yeah, exactly.
Phase change.
And then it's just gonna be a huge fucking lawsuit. You know, the world, and it's just gonna turn into world of lawsuits. Wasn't there, I swear, around the 2008 financial crisis, you started to see a huge uptick in lawsuits, just because it was very easy for people to just see the people who had a fucking Rolls Royce driving around and then walk in front of their car because they're like, I'm destitute anyway, so what does it matter? And then they have millions of dollars. You know? I'll have the turret from Team Fortress 2 at the entrance. Yeah, yeah. Somebody sapping my sentry. Oh, whoops.
Target you.
Or is it Spy sapping my sentry? I think it's that one.
AOE incoming.
I kind of tuned out at this point, like, on the game at least. Everybody's playing like shit, so.
Watch your step.
I'm not even in the Discord today, because, like, I didn't think that I would need to be, because we've done this a bajillion times at this point. But I'm sure they're gonna be like, "Wait, why weren't you in the Discord?" And I'm like, well, because I don't fucking feel like it. Jesus Christ.
Target you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I swear that was a policy that they put into place a long time ago. Was because like people were trying to stop thefts and they were getting hurt and then suing. So they had to implement a policy that was like, you're not allowed to do that. Kid stole a box of donuts. Freddy, go. Code is in 87 mode. Activate. McDonald's coffee cup lawsuit. Yeah, exactly. So it's just shit like that. You know? Or people brake checking people so that they would get rear-ended. You know? Just... And then with the implementation of technology and stuff, it adds in this very interesting variable to the equation, is how are hackers going to find a way to just absolutely devastate companies? Stuff like that. Let's go to Tesco and see a 7-foot tall Freddy security uniform just fucking bite a kid for stealing. Just like chops him in half. Like, oh. Well, damn, I guess I won't shop here. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. What a future. Hey, doesn't this make you all want to have kids? I wonder why the birth rate's down. It's policy at basically every large chain to not confront shoplifters. Those who scan PS5s as tomatoes, yeah. Yeah, I'm just leaving with my PS5 my PS5 weighted amount in tomatoes. I used to be able to afford to be, well, I was also living at home, and now I have bills to pay. But I used to be able to stay kind of on the bleeding edge when it came to computer stuff, and not anymore. I still have a very good PC, but could it be better? Yes. Does that piss me off? Of course. But I got bills to pay, and they ain't getting any cheaper. I think it's very telling. Yeah, what do I pay for rent? Let me bring up a calculator really quick. So, oops, I did divide it. So what was the old adage when it came to rent? Or like owning a house, that it should be like a third of what you make or something like that? Like a third of what your salary is should go towards house, and then you have the rest to do whatever with. It's like 50%. Like, I split it 50, but if I was living alone, 50% of my salary would be going to just my apartment. And that's an apartment. It'd be different if I was saying, yeah, 50% of my salary is going towards my house that I own. But my friend used to scan 48 packs of water as a single water bottle, but they changed that recently because everyone was doing it. Yeah, that makes sense. Imagine the lawsuit names. Tesco Freddy assaulted innocent kid over donuts. Yeah, the lawsuit headlines are gonna be amazing soon. It's gonna be just wow. Oh great, our tank left. One of our tanks left. Okay. So what does that mean? Some places now want your monthly salary to be 5 times or more. Like, how is that sustainable though? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Discord, he had poops, BRB. I don't... For a rental? So the average salary is 60,000. So 60 by 12 divided by 2. So you're getting 2,500, and rent right now is 2,500. So you need to be making 100,000 to rent a fucking apartment? Are you shitting me? To qualify? Yeah, honestly, the Doomsday Prepper, back when it was actually affordable, might have been the way to go. Building snacks in the woods with solar panels and shit. Memes will never stop, and TikTok prankers will rush the Freddies to get hurt so they can sue. Yeah. Yep. But then the amazing dystopian in which we are going to be living in, dystopia, sorry, is the people in power will pass a law that absolves the company from any wrongdoing. Like, you're consenting to going into their store, therefore the non-human robot, when it attacks you for whatever reason, breaking a store policy, means they're not liable. Like, there's going to be some weird law that they're going to put in so that they can just shove liability, and then they won't be losing money. Because all the politicians get paid off by these huge corporations, so. Yeah, van life is like a legitimate thing people are doing because it's all that they can afford. But the issue with van life is, where do you park? If you live in the city, quote unquote live in the city, like you have a job in the city, and you have one of those amazing van things, there's a lot of laws about like being in your vehicle parked overnight. Like, you're legally not allowed to. I saw a YouTube short of a police officer that was like, hey, you know, saw some dude living in his car. It's like, hey, dude, like, how long have you been here? And he was like, oh, I've been here since last night. And it's like, okay, well, you know, you can't really be here between these times. I know it's really hard out here right now and everything. But it's like, where does that person go? You, the police officer, you're doing your job, and that's fine. And he wasn't rude. He wasn't forcing the guy to go. He was just telling him, hey, you can't be here. You know, if you're here next time, I'm going to have to give you a ticket because it's against the law. But you could tell the cop was like, fuck, like, I'm having to kick this kid out of the parking lot and he's living in his car. Like, what the fuck? So I'm gonna slap by Tesco Freddy for doing nothing. My brother wants to live. They want 30,000 or more yearly for only 800 month rent. So, what? Well, that's 1/3. Like, that makes sense. That's what it used to be. I feel like that's fairly reasonable. Oh yeah, the YouTube fucking shit's gonna be just insane. What's happening right now? Oh, they're sitting people? Why are they sitting people? Oh. They're sitting people because... Whatever, I always have a spot because I'm a healer. And if they kick me out right now, if they're like, hey, can you sit? It's like, I just suffered through all this shit. I still don't have the legendary. If you kick me out of this... If they kick me out of the instance right now, I'll be leaving the guild. Kinch will be over the sky when happened. God save us. It's gonna be very weird. I feel like at a certain point, even the police are gonna kind of be like, what do I do here? Like, what options do they have? They're gonna start arresting people for being homeless? I mean, it'll give them a home in jail, I suppose. But then the incarceration rates are gonna go through the roof, and you're gonna hit overcrowding, and you're gonna need to build more infrastructure for more prisons, when you could just be building infrastructure to aid the homeless. It just doesn't make any sense. My friend lives, they don't ask questions, just want money in pretty nice apartments. That's pretty nice. Like, it used to be that renters was the budget option. Unless you lived in the city, like rent in the city was always high because, well, not always, but it started getting very high because of, you know, downtown life. Ooh. But if you weren't living in the city, renting was the budget option. Now it's not. Anyway, whatever. I like where I live. Do I pay way more than I should? Yep. Do I pay way less than people are paying currently for what I have? Yep. Because I locked in when I started to see the trend and the way things were going. I was like, I'm not gonna risk it.
5, 4,
So
3,
things definitely could be
2,
very worse,
1.
or a lot worse for me right now.
AOE incoming.
And, you know, for a lot of people, they didn't get
Watch your
that
step.
option. And they're fucking screwed as a result. And yeah, it's rough out there, man. But hey,
AOE incoming.
I'm gonna stick my axe right up this guy's booty
Stay
hole,
away from lines.
and we're gonna get a new legendary. Here we go. That's what we're gonna do.
Run.
We're gonna see some huge despair in about 10 minutes when we kill it, and or more, depending on how fucking hard these guys actually play. If they play good, we're gonna be out of here like Bob's your uncle.
Stay away
Like
from
Reese's
lines.
Pieces. Now you all get to listen to Stay Away From Lines, the soundtrack.
Watch your step.
Everybody loves that soundtrack, baby. You might like it. Oh, true. Hey, I'm
Stay
all...
away from lines.
I just like
Blaze change.
making people happy. That's what I like to do. I really do like making people happy. Even when I was younger, when I was like in middle school, I was a class clown because I liked making people laugh. And I feel like there's not enough laughter these days. That's why I've been getting really into comedy. There's this comic that I've been watching recently that has he's kind of like old school,
Phase 2.
where he does a lot of like shows,
Run.
and at the shows there's a lot of audience engagement, and he just rips on people, just burns them up real good, and it's hilarious, and people sometimes get triggered and whatever,
Stay away from
but like
lines.
that's gonna happen regardless. And those people usually just get kicked out, because it's like, come on, what are you
Stay
doing
away
here?
from lines.
You're not here to laugh. Like, everybody takes things way too serious. Just chill out, man.
Ads
There's
coming.
nothing wrong with having a good old laugh and a hoo-ha and a holler and a hee-hee-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Reckon. Stay away
See,
from lines.
we all need to learn how to laugh again. Because if we can't laugh, we can't live. Can't live, and we die. Didn't you guys know that? Oh, I almost just tried to heal a dead person.
Run. Stay away from lines.
Ooh, damn. Fucking blew those guys up. Well, what does PMI
Stay away
mean?
from lines.
Positive mind index? Is that it?
Ads coming.
I don't think that's right. Positive mind index. Man. That sounds cool. I don't think that's what you meant though,
Reckon. Stay away from
but...
lines.
Shit, why am I so mana-starved right now? What the fuck is
Target you.
happening? Ow. Not cool, man. Did they fucking nerf my mana again or something? Like, what is going on? Ah, shit, we lost a couple there. That's not good.
Stay away from lions.
Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Can we get out of
Stay
this
away
phase?
from lions. Target you. Knocking back.
Oh, this is bad, boys. Bad boys, bad boys.
Phase 3. Wreck incoming. Stay away from lions. Land. Stay away from lions.
What? Why was I taking so much damage, dude?
Push back in.
Oh, you said PMI. Positive PMA. PMA. Here's the term rich lose common sense. Yeah. Well, you just stop caring about other people. You know. There are philanthropists. I think I did hear that some university is forgoing some sort of, I don't know if it's tuition or something, because an anonymous benefactor donated $1 billion to them or something like that, which is awesome. Now all these people get an education, or they get something or another, but not enough of that is happening across the board. So what do you do? Step on red, win a prize? Yeah, I wasn't, but then I died. I don't know what was doing so much damage. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh wait, no, you thought TMI. That's too
5,
much information. Gotcha.
4, 3, 2, 1. AOE incoming.
I really think that there's definitely this disconnect between humanity and power, because there is. You know, people in power don't see people as people, they see them as numbers, because that's what they are to them.
AOE incoming.
But
Stay away from lions.
they're people. I feel like once you make a certain amount of money, or if you
Run.
are born into a certain amount of money, like if you inherit a certain amount of money, you've never had to work a day in your life or something like that, I feel like you should be legally obligated to
Stay away
work
from lions.
retail for at
Target
least a year before you qualify for receiving that
Watch your step.
that money or something. I feel like that would really give people some perspective on what it is to be at the bottom.
AOE incoming. Stay away from lines. Target you. Raise charge.
You know, I think that's reasonable. That's a reasonable ask. Oh, take it easy, whoops. Sorry for all the depressing conversations. It always seems to devolve into that in my streams. I don't know, I just like talking about negative things, apparently. think it breeds interesting conversations in different perspectives.
Phase 2. Run. Stay away from lions. Target you.
Whoa.
Stay away
This
from
is
lions.
hitting
Target
spicy
you.
mode.
Ads coming.
Spicy mode activated.
Breath and fire. Stay away from lions.
A
Target
toasty
you.
night.
Run. Stay away from lions.
Ooh, baby, I'm popping off. I'm seeing the Matrix. What do you think, Trinity? Will we be able to take down the Sentinels? That's a really bad Keanu Reeves impression. Hold on.
Stay away
Let
from
me
lions.
retry that one.
Target you.
Trinity, you think we'll be able to take down the mainframe to protect Zion from the Sentinels and save humanity from the machines that we built to automate people out of jobs such as Walmart stores
Stay away
reader?
from lions.
And cashier? Man, they had it so wrong back then. In 2024.
Stay away from lions.
Oh man, my amazing play
Stay
helped
away
us
from
stabilize
lions.
so good. God, I'm good at this game
Knocking back.
sometimes. Do I have my potion up? No, I don't. Die, you bitch. I've killed you dozens of times already. I don't know why I keep giving myself a southern accent.
Breath and fire.
Southern-esque,
Stay away from lions.
potentially. Oh shit. This isn't good.
Stay away from lions. Target you.
That was fucking terrible. Jesus, come on. What is
Stay
fucking
away
going
from
on
lions.
today, dude?
Target you.
I feel like I say this every week. Don't worry, I'll do everything.
Stay away from lions. Target you.
You fucking dumbass bitch. Oh, we're
Push back.
I like faster job in prison, paying more. Am I being cashier? Hey, brother, we're go crazy. Yeah, I
Stay away
worked.
from lines.
I worked at a grocery store for about a month and hated it, so I just stopped it.
Stay away from lines.
And that was the only job I've ever been fired from.
Push back.
My parents wanted my brothers and I to have decent job, so they got us into aquatics,
Stay away
and we
from
got
lines.
into water safety instructing and lifeguarding and all that stuff from there, and it made for some decent jobs for sure. So the good thing about working those jobs was, like, welcome to this is my dojo, friend, so you can get out if somebody was pissing you off. Not so much the water safety per se, because the water safety side of things was you're a teacher, so there was report cards and all that fun stuff. But yeah, so you couldn't like kick somebody out of your class. I wonder if... No, this is too good. Maybe I'll run this time. Let's see what happens. That's the beauty of having lots of gear.
3, 2, 1.
So you can kind of just put things out however you want.
Watch your step.
Oh boy, I'm starting to hit that time of night where I'm starting to get a little tired.
AOE incoming. Stay away from lines.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Run. Stay away from lines.
They call me the doop doop guy.
Watch your step.
Gotta go for the night. Thanks for sticking around, Joker. I hope you have some fun progress on your 6 assignments. Or you do well on them, or whatever the more supportive thing is to say in this situation. I hope that. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. This is definitely a very healer-intensive fight.
Phase 2. Run.
That is for sure.
Stay away from line. Target you.
Uh-oh. I started,
Stay away from lines.
what's it called?
Target you.
Spacing out a bit. forgot what I was
Ants
doing.
coming.
I didn't mean to do that.
Weapon.
I used
Stay
the
away.
movement ability while I was trying to. Oh, that guy's gonna fucking kill us all! What an idiot! Woohoo! Good job, fucking moron! Oh well. Sorry, I'm getting salty because just like every week, we're stuck here again. We've done this fight
Stay away from
for
lions.
months at this point,
Target you.
and we're still. Are you fucking serious? Somebody just fucking fucked me big time there. Ay, ay, ay.
Stay away from lions. Target you.
Oh my god.
Ants coming.
Holy moly.
Weapon coming. Stay away from lions.
No, I'm fucking whipping it big time.
Run. Stay away from lions. Target you.
Oh boy, are we stabilizing?
Stay away from lions.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Knocking down.
'Cause now I'm almost out of mana.
Phase 3.
Try and do some damage here.
Stay away from lions.
So maybe we can actually
Target
kill
you.
it. I mean, I've been doing damage, but
Stay away from lions.
what the fuck is killing me? Damage? Yeah, you're right there. Definitely on the money on that one, that's for sure. Oh boy. It's just so fucking frustrating. It's like, why do we have to reprogress this fight every week? Seven for him at 7. Yeah, this didn't really make that big of a difference for me. So I'm going to swap this back out. Dude, the amount of disappointment that's going to hit my face at the end of this and I don't get anything is going to be just palpable.
2, 1.
It's going to be absolutely dog water when I don't get what I want.
AOE incoming.
I quit the game.
Watch your step. AOE incoming. Stay away from lines.
Oh, baby, look at me.
Run.
Kinda have to pee.
Stay away from lines. Target you.
I swear to God.
Watch your steps. Run out. Blaze charge.
I'm gonna drink a mana pot right now, so I have one later.
Phase 2.
Oh baby, I'm doing it.
Run.
My mana efficiency.
Stay away from lines. Target you.
Ah.
Stay away from lines. Target you.
God, can I not get targeted, please? I'm trying to do stuff over
Ads
here.
coming.
Really? Not.
Breath incoming. Stay
Yeah,
away from lines.
dude.
Run. Stay away from lines. Target you.
Dude. I'm just gonna use this now. Ooh, I just pulled a clutch ass fucking play. I saved the tank. I'm God.
Stay away
What do you
from
gotta
lines.
say to that? Chat.
Ads coming.
I mean, everyone. Keep trying not to say chat. I think I've been doing a pretty good job of not saying chat recently. And addressing people as people. Isn't that crazy?
Breath incoming. Stay away from lines.
Oops. Sorry. Shit. I'm choking. I did that amazing play and now I'm choking.
Stay away from lines.
my dispel timing is fucking god awful, bro. Holy moly.
Stay away from lines. Target you. Knocking back. Phase 3. Breath incoming. Stay away from lines.
Oh, this isn't looking good.
Stay away from lines.
Isn't looking good, everybody. Why do I say that, you ask? Because I'm a non-believer. We use two things at a time instead of one. That's better than none, I suppose.
Breath incoming. Stay away from lines.
People stop fucking hitting me with orange
Stay away
fire.
from lines. Target you.
Fucking finally! Dude, my raiding days are the same raid all night item I needed. You could exit the raid before the last check and it didn't count as completion. Oh, that's interesting. There's people here. You sure we're not AI? Hey, at this point, I have no idea. Fucking finally, I got the fucking thing. Jeez. Alright. Okay. So now, apparently, there's this huge quest that you have to do. So I guess that'll give me something to do. On this character. You're training Skynet by doing raid videos? Well, I'm clearly showing them how to do it wrong because, you know. Oh, wait, maybe I'm showing them how to do it right because I was top on heels. Fuck yeah. Oh, man. What a fucking day. What a day. Let's see if we got the logs up. Is there any logs? Any loggers? Nope. Doesn't look like it. Damn. Oh well. Thanks, Bean. Wow, everybody's congratulating me. I finally got the thing and it's irrelevant. Woohoo! Alright, well. Yes, I'm still watching. Why does it keep turning off my tunes? Well. Let's see what this entails. Hold on, sorry, I need to see something quickly. The best part about World of Warcraft for me, personally, is the min-maxing. Even though I am not good enough to be qualified as a min-maxer, I definitely like what it presents, or the options it potentially presents. So this trinket I got and it's better than this one. So now, the reason it's better than that one is because of its effect. So spells and abilities have a low chance to grant an annihilating flame for 20 seconds, causing your critical strikes to deal 50% additional damage as fire split between nearby enemies. The flame may deal 186,000 total damage before fading. Further increases critical strikes. Damage and cap increased by enemy struck. So normally when you're looking at trinkets, you want to look at trinkets that have a flat stat on it. So something like strength. This is a secondary stat and it doesn't give any strength, but the damage output it provides is still good enough to justify using it over a one with strength. So I'm glad that that's good. Let me see if I can, because I'm pretty sure I need more versatility. I could get a ton more versatility, but I want to see what I'm looking at here. Let's look at, oh shit. Burst haste crit, okay. So I have something like that's haste crit, haste burst, and this is haste burst, and this is haste burst. I just want to make sure that everything I have is, ooh, I could use a different weapon. Oh, I'm getting a new weapon. Haste mastery. Blech. Do I have a different option for that? Where am I looking here? Crit first. No, I do not have a better option. This is crit haste. So let's do neck. And let's do... Oh, I don't have a better neck, huh? This has more haste. So I'm gonna do that. And save this. Okay, so now I get to figure out what the fuck to do with this. Where did my windows go? Here. Sorry. Okay. Is this better than what I have? Because that would be funny. Wait, it actually is. Huh. Cool. Being lit on fire. Ooh, new quest. Okay. Oh, it doesn't actually. Oh, it cock teased me. Oh, I can't believe it did that, and I fell for it. I'm such an idiot. Okay, where are we going for this fucking quest? I'm gonna fly like a bird, and or, well, in this scenario, a dragon. But my only concern, I still have a lot of crit though, actually. Oh, because this does give me just a ton of crit regardless. I swear I have a better necklace. Maybe I got rid of it. Let's at least get started on this quest. And we'll see what... Because it is a huge, humongous hassle. And I'm wondering if it's even really worth it. My knowledge of builds and quests in WoW At 404 not found, yeah. No, it's definitely changed a lot over the years. That is for big true. Obtain a symbiotic glow spore grip, a rune shadow binding, and a consecrated sophic velium. Huh? Do I do that here? Oh. It's 3 subquests. Well, it's a good thing I didn't leave. Okay. So now we go over there. Yeah, WoW has changed a lot. I actually like it a lot more. Specifically, the flying. The flying's gotten way better. And now you can fly like this in the old world as well. It's way faster. Someone did a comparison. It's actually... like, you never really took flight paths anymore when you unlocked a flying mount. Like, you would take it... like, it could be faster on certain flight paths. But generally speaking, most people just, you know, fly around themselves. They'll just put on numlock and just auto fly. Now you fly like this, and it's like way faster. I was flying around the old world, and the old world wasn't meant for this flying. I was flying around the old world just like nothing to do. And I was finding places that I'd never seen before, which I thought was really cool. You know, I played this game for 20 years, and I was seeing places in the old world that I'd never been to. So that was really neat. And I never would have had that happen if it wasn't for the fact that they added this flying in the game, because there's actually... it's fun to do. At least I think so. Okay. Extract Radiant Fleck Ash from powerful epic quality weapons or armor. Oh. Interesting. Well, it's a good thing I have a lot of those. The question is, do I want to get rid of any of them? Huh. Let's... yeah, this is... I guess I can get rid of this, because I never intend to tank. Oh, it gives you 3. Okay, that's good at least. This neck is kind of... oh, it's got a 5-minute cooldown? Are you shitting me? Alright, well, let's pick out the stuff that I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to get rid of that. I'll get rid of this. Let's see. I'll get rid of that. And this. So if I get 3, I need 20. What is that? 8? I need to do 8? No. What? Math. 7? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and then I need one more. Ooh, let's see. I guess I could get rid of that too. Yeah, okay, well, this is gonna be an insanely boring thing to do, so I guess I will end the stream there. And yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. There will be another Big Dork Energy stream tomorrow. I believe some more Fallout New Vegas with Jeru, unless something changes last minute. And yeah, check out our new video. I had to re-upload it, so check it out. It lost all of its views, and I thought it was really funny. The video, not the fact that it lost its views. Anyway, take it easy, everybody, and I will see you next time.